All right, let's get started with the first packet. And I know that you can't see my face, and I do apologize for that, but I'm doing the best I can with these videos, and I really want you to be able to see the worksheet that we're working on. So you might not be able to see my face, but you can hear my voice. And just like when we're at school, right now I'm using our smartboard. So let's pretend that you're on the carpet and we are learning together. So I want you to go ahead and take out your Wednesday, March 18th packet. If you have already completed this packet, then you can come back to the packet and make sure that you have worked these problems out the correct way. If you have not had a chance to work on this packet yet, now is your chance to take it out and work on this packet as I work on it myself. All right, so let's see. Go ahead and flip that tab up, and we are going to start by writing our name, just like we do in class. So my name's Mr. O, and I'm going to write my magic number 72. I am using a blue pen just so that you can see the writing that I do on my packet, but I want you to use a pencil. Why do we use a pencil? Just in case that we make a mistake. So I really need you to use a pencil and not a pen. Again, please use a pencil and not a pen. All right, let's get started. This worksheet is called Missing Letters Set 1. And the directions tell us, fill in the missing letter for each picture. Write the word on the lines. Perfect. So it's asking us to look at the picture. It's asking us to tap it out so that we know what letter is missing. So when I look at this picture right here, this first little picture shows me that the little girl looks like she is sad. And of course she is sad. Look at that face. It looks very sad. So let's tap this out. S-A-D. Again. S-A-D. Try it by yourself. Tap it out. Very good. Now let's look and see what letters are missing. So we said S, and we know the letter S makes that sound. Then we said A, and we know the letter A makes that sound. Now we're looking for the ending sound. D. What letter makes the sound D? Good, the letter D. So now I'm going to stop and think. D. Belly or diaper? Diaper. Very good. So we are going to give it a diaper. And we wrote the word sad. The missing letter is the letter D. On the lines below the word, they want us to write the word sad. How do we spell sad? S-A-D. And they gave us some handwriting lines here, so they want us to use our very best writing. So let's start with the S. We know that the S starts below the dotted line because it is a lowercase letter. So we will do S. Then we're going to make an A. We start by making our circle. And we want to give it a leg. We don't want that circle to roll away. And then we're going to make a D. And again, we start at the top and we come straight down. And we are going to give it a diaper. Not a belly. Give it a diaper. Please check that you have S, A, D, and that you are using those dotted lines to help you write the letters the correct way, or form the letters the correct way. Now, I am going to do one more example that's on this page, and it's at the bottom of the page. So I'm going to move my paper up, and it's going to be this little boy that's right here. And we've talked about this word in class, but sometimes this word is a little bit hard for us to understand. And this word is a word that means a young boy. And the word is lad. Again, lad. Let's tap that out. L-A-D. Again, L-A-D. Now try it by yourself. Very good. So in this example here, or in this problem here, they gave us a box for the missing beginning sound. They gave us the middle sound and the ending sound. So we are looking for, what does the word lad begin with? Lad. Good, the letter L. And we are doing lowercase letters. So to start your lowercase letter L, you start at the top and you're going to come on straight down and you formed the letter L. Now we're going to write the word lad. So we go L, A, D. L-A-D spells lad. Very good. Now, I am going to go over all these pictures and tell you what the pictures are. I will not work out every problem with you because I do want you to try some on your own, but I do want to tell you what the words are in case you are stuck. So I'm going to go back to the top of this paper. The first picture we know is sad. The second picture is bad. The dog is being bad. He ripped the boys' homework. I sure hope that your pets are not tearing up your packets. Then over here we see this little girl and she is mad. Then at the bottom of the paper we have a man and a child. So the arrow is pointing to the man. So the man is her dad. Then we did lad. And we have a pencil with a packet of paper, but it is pointing to the packet of paper, so this is called a pad, like a pad of paper. So you will complete the rest of this sheet on your own. You can either go ahead and hit pause now, so press the pause button, and when you have completed this sheet, you can come back and I will walk you through the next sheet in your packet. Welcome back, boys and girls, and thank you for doing such a great job on that other sheet. So we're going to start by writing our name again at the top because we do not want to lose that practice of writing our name. Of course, I wrote Mr. O because that is my name. You write your name and your magic number. We are working now on some phonics and reading comprehension. Reading comprehension just means that we are reading and we're learning how to comprehend what it is we're reading. So understanding what we are reading. So today we have a passage, and this passage or story is called Baseball Cat. So I will be pointing to each word as I read it. I want you to point to each word on your passage or your story as you read it, just like we do when you come to your teacher for guided reading. You come to our table and we ask you to track your words. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're pretending that right now we are at stations and you are at the station with your teacher and you have a book in front of you and you are getting ready to learn and you are ready to point to each of those words. And again, if we don't know a word, we are going to tap it out. If you want to press pause right now and you want to practice reading this story by yourself first and tapping out any words you don't know, that would be a great idea. Or if you want to follow along and read this story with me as I read it to you, that works too. So let's put our pointing finger and let's track. Baseball cat. And we are going to be reading this story, and this will have a lot of at family words. Here comes Pat. Pat is a baseball cat. And remember, just like we do with guided reading, we see a period and we're going to stop, take a little break, and then keep on going. It is his turn at bat. Pat tugs on his hat. He taps his bat. Now Pat can bat. Here comes the baseball. Hit it, Pat! I see an exclamation mark. This punctuation mark tells us that we are going to change our voice and we are excited. So let's practice that again, because remember, our goal is to read with fluency. Hit it, Pat! Pat swings his bat. Splat! What was that? Ooh, I see another punctuation mark, and we call this a question mark. And that means our voice changes to ask a question. So let's go back and read this with fluency, and we change our voice as asking a question. What was that? That was not a baseball. Pat hit an apple. You played a trick on Pat. Very good reading, boys and girls. I recommend that you press pause again and you go back and you read this story one more time by yourself to make sure you've understood the story before we move on to the questions that are coming up. So here's what it's telling you to do. I'm going to slide this up a little bit so you can see the questions. Who is Pat? Who is Pat? And then you see this color word right here. And the color word is red. So what we're going to do is we are going to color this crayon red. If you do not have crayons at home, that is okay. Don't worry. You can use markers. If you do not have markers, that is okay too. Just use your pencil for the next activity that I'm getting ready to do, or the next part I'm getting ready to do. So it's asking us, who is Pat? So who is Pat? And we know over here, if we go back to our story, at the very beginning, it says, Pat is a baseball cat. So what they want us to do is they want us to underline, oop, I just broke my crayon. They want us to underline the answer. So the answer is, Pat is a baseball cat. And on these lines down here, they want you to write that sentence as neat as you can to practice your writing and practice the understanding of the story. So, we are going to start by writing Pat, and Pat is someone's name, the cat's name. So we will start with an uppercase letter. Uppercase P, A, and T. Pat is I-S space, oh, I forgot, I need to put my finger space, A, finger space, new word, baseball, baseball, B, and I'm going to give it a belly, A, S, E, B, A, L, L. That's the end of my word, baseball. So now I'm going to write the word cat. It's a new word, so I'm going to put my finger space, and I'm going to say cat, C-A-T. And that's the end of my sentence. At the end of my sentence, I need a period, so do not forget that period. Now let's go back and read our answer. The question was, who is Pat? We said, Pat is a baseball cat. Very good. Now, the next two questions, I'm going to let you answer those on your own. Just like we did the first one, there will be a color word for you to color the crayon, and this color word is orange. So the answer to this question, you will underline with the color orange. So let's go ahead and color this crayon orange. And let me read the question to you. What does Pat do before he bats? Again, what does Pat do before he bats? So I want you to go back to the story, and I want you to go and underline the answer to what he does before he bats. And question number 3, we are going to find that answer, and you are going to underline it with your green crayon. And this is what the question asks you. List 3 at words from the passage. Passage is just a word that means story. So you're going to find 3 words from the at family that are in this story. So let me help you with one of them. Of course, we know that this story is about the baseball cat. Very good. And cat is part of the at family. So we're going to underline the word cat. And you see the word at, or the at family here, A-T, at. So when you go back down to number 3, you would write the word cat. Alright, I'm going to give you a few minutes to go ahead and complete the answers for numbers 2 and 3. You can press pause, and when you are ready to move on to the next sheet, I will be here waiting for you. Welcome back, boys and girls. Thank you for working so hard on that page that had the story on it about Pat the cat. He is one silly cat. So we are moving on to math now. So we are pretending that right now in class we are doing our math stations, and this would be the station that you probably would be working on with the TA, like with Miss Sparrows, Miss Jackson, or Miss Brown. So when we get started, the very first thing is we write our name again. So write your name, write your magic number, and let's read what this is asking us to do. Write doubles equations to match the hands. So we have our hands right here, and we will do this example together first, and then I will let you do the rest by yourself. So the first hand has how many fingers? Let's count. 1, 2. 2 fingers. So in this box right here, we are going to write the number 2. So now we look at this hand over here, and how many fingers does it have? 1, 2. So in this second box, we are going to write the number 2. Now when we look at this math problem, it's asking us, what is 2 plus 2? Now, some of us might be able to do this in our brains. Some of us might be able to do this by using our fingers and putting our own hands to match the hands here. That's also a way to do it. Some of us will just count all the fingers that we see here, and some of us might not be able to do that, and that's okay. Some of us might want to use a 10 frame. So I'm going to get my 10 frame. Oops, sorry boys and girls, let's wake up the smartboard. I'm going to use my 10 frame, and remember we provided this 10 frame inside of your packet. So here is my 10 frame, and I know that I need 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 red chips, 1, 2, and I know that I need 2 more, and I'm going to use the yellow chips for this one. 1, 2. Now when we add, we are doing 2 plus 2. So in order to add these together, we are bringing all of these chips either together and count them, or you can leave them the way they are and just touch and count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 chips all together, so we will write our answer on the very last box. Just like that. So now when we read this sentence, it says 2 plus 2 equals 4. Very good. Now you can go ahead and press pause on this video, and you can go and complete the rest of the sheet. Remember to count how many fingers each hand has. The first hand you count the fingers, write it in the first box. The second hand, count the fingers, write it in the second box. When you have both numbers, then you're going to figure out what those two numbers equal when you bring them together or you add them together. Go ahead and press pause, and I will meet you here when you are ready for the next page. Alrighty, boys and girls, we are almost finished. We are on the very last page. So this one here would be something that you do with your teacher at their table, whether it be Miss Haddock, Miss Alligood, or Mr. O at their table. So we are doing, again, addition with double equations, and we are going to look at what these dice have on them. So let's do the very first one together. We're going to count how many dots are on the first dice. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will write the number 4 in the first box. Very, very similar to what we did on the previous page, but now we're looking at dots instead of fingers. Now we're going to do the next one. Let's count and see how many dots this one has. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to write the number 4. Very good. So let's read our number sentence. 4 plus 4 equals blank. We are trying to figure out what 4 plus 4 equals. So what I need you to do is press pause really quick, but hold on, let me give you directions before you do that. You can either do it in your brain, use your fingers, or use your 10 frame. And I want you to press pause, and when you figure out the answer, then press play to check your answer with me. Alright, I'm going to show you the answer on the board now, and you check to see if you have the correct answer. Good. Did you have 8 as your answer? That is the answer I got. So let's check this together. I'm going to check this by counting all the dots and counting on. And if you did it another way, that is okay. So let's start here. We know that this one has 4. So we are going to take this as 4. And we're going to count on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. 8 dots all together. So I want you to do the rest of this sheet just like we did the first example. If you need to go back and watch any parts of this video, you can always come back and rewind the video, start the video again, watch it as many times as you need in order to understand how to do these problems or the questions that are in this packet. Tomorrow you will be able to join us back, and we will see you here for the next packet. Bye-bye.